Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode on the Existence Podcast, episode 19. That's a lot, we've done quite a few now, I didn't realise it was up to 19. We are nearly going to be on 20, wow, and that's coming up with season 3 as well, hopefully. My name is Weedrise, joined by Vanilla Raccoon, The Mundane, Noah, Sandman, and TC. How are you all doing?
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm doing
Good.
fine.
We're not all completely dead yet from hardcore. Actually, who
No, I'm
is
dead.
dead here? Sandman's dead.
Yep.
Monday's dead. Noah's going to be very close off, considering the last episode I just recorded with him where he got down to half a heart on multiple occasions. Twice.
Breaking news: Noah confirmed dead.
No,
I barely survived.
not
he
yet.
barely survived, but he's not dead. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, welcome back everyone. Bit of a big podcast today.
2 weeks.
Yeah, we're 2 weeks into Project Hardcore. It's going
Has
really well.
it
We'll
been
come
2
back to-
weeks already?
Yeah, it has.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're dead.
Time,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
does.
lasted a week. Like, oh,
You
Anyway.
should see death over here. It's quite boring.
yeah.
Well, we'll come back to that anyway, because first off, we want to talk about the main thing, or the big announcement that is coming with this podcast, and that is Project Keystone. And Project Keystone is essentially our Patreon server, which has been in development for a crazy long time now, and essentially has been a long time coming from the very beginning of probably the server, or at least some point afterwards, is when we first started. People have been asking
Must
about setting up a community
First started
server.
talking about it in season 1. I know that.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time coming. People have definitely mentioned it before in terms of, are you guys going to start a community server, or will there be a community server? Both community members and existence members have asked that. But essentially we decided to finally come around and actually set up a Patreon server, purely based on, both giving back to the community, but also we've got so many past members of the server, and a lot of them are still active community members. Actually, I think me and Noah worked it out yesterday. Was it like 57?
56 members.
56. I think it was 57. Actually, I'm going to check that. Total members over the life of existence. Where is it here? Yeah, 57 total people have ever joined existence.
But the most active at any one time is what, 14?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. That'd be a whole other can of worms to try to figure out. I mean, we've got, 8, 3. We've got 11 people at the moment. And that's probably a pretty big chunk of people that we've actually got as members on the server, considering before season 2 ended, we had 6 people. So we've nearly doubled that. But anyway, so essentially, Project Keystone is going to be just a simple Patreon server. It's not going to be anything flash, and we decided to keep it quite low cost. So essentially, I think $1 a month was the pledge amount. So what that'll do is it'll both help kind of support the official server and support the Patreon server as well, and look at getting more RAM for either. Whichever one needs it at the time, or depending on how much is pledged. But yeah, we were going to do this announcement back on the 3rd year anniversary on March 20th, like we said in our Project Hardcore and celebration video, that we were going to be having a big announcement on March 20th, but it never happened. And that's purely down to the fact that we decided to continue on with concept development a little bit more, and ultimately came to the conclusion that we're going to wait for 1.14 for the actual server opening. Just similar to season 3, instead of trying to rush into anything and doing anything wrong or getting corrupt worlds or anything like that.
I figure it was all based on 1.14 anyway, so.
Yeah, and just like season 3, we were hoping 1.14 would be out earlier, and the idea was to start the Patreon server on essentially April 1st, in line with just the start of the month and the Patreon pledges and all that. But now people are saying, 1.14 might not even be out till May. Is that correct? Nilla seems to have a lot of insight in it.
Yeah. So at the rate that these snapshots are going, and the fact that we have not even given word about a pre-release yet, it's I would at least say 1.14 wouldn't be coming out until May, summertime.
Hmm. Which is a long way off what we want. We wanted March.
Yeah.
Oh dear, but I think we were a bit optimistic.
Youthfully
I
optimistic.
think.
Apparently.
A little bit.
Youthfully
I
optimistic.
thought everything was hinting at the first quarter, and it never
Yeah.
looked like it was going to happen.
Because I mean, they've been working on this for a while now. I'm trying to think. Probably what, like a month after 1.13 came out, which was the start of August.
Well, I mean, if you want to quickly go back and look at that, like 1.13 had a lot of performance enhancements, we'll say, like the fact that you can now place fence posts in water and not have it do that weird animation, like water will actually go through the fence post. I imagine that was a huge taxing thing to get through. And on top of that, with the way that they're revamping villages, villager trading AIs, iron golems, farms, whatever, I imagine that a lot of that is very hard to not perfect, but hard to get right, because I'm friends with some of the gameplay developers, and they've expressed to me that, like, yeah, it's hard work and everything. Like, we are listening to what you guys are saying, but at the same time, it's like, get off our backs, please.
Gosh,
Right,
yeah, no, it'd be a hell of a thing to try and do. Like, I'm no like coder or anything, but like I don't even understand how they do half the stuff they do.
I just want to say, like, recently on Twitter, in a random moment, I kind of just said, like, hey, I just want to say thank you to the gameplay developers, the community managers for Minecraft. I know you guys don't have an easy job, but I appreciate what you're doing and looking forward to what comes next, because I feel like sometimes not everyone gives them credit for what they do. And so, yeah.
No, there's a lot of pressure on them to get this stuff done and to throw out a whole bunch of these crazy new features that, you know, and have it done within a short amount of time. So having that pressure and being able to do what they do, definitely hands down to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there was a huge outcry. And if somebody were to remember was here, he'd be like, probably giving another side of the story. But there was a huge outcry when they announced the changes to the Iron Golem spawning, and people essentially just went absolutely mad, in my opinion.
I think they reverted that change, I believe. And
They've tweaked it.
Yeah, they tweaked it to make it, I think, it more easier to make Iron Golem farms. I believe.
But people were like accusing them of like,
but it's slightly better.
Yeah, people are accusing them of like hating on the technical community and like doing it on purpose and making these changes so that people can't like do these things.
Yeah, I heard that too. I think that's just crap. I think I don't think that's the case at all.
The bugs.
Yeah,
okay,
literally the
so
whole like update is based around villager changes, and one of the most broken aspects of villagers ever since I've been playing Minecraft is Iron Golem spawning. Like, you go to a normal village in the world. How many times do you see an Iron Golem?
0.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I don't think I've ever come across an Iron Golem in a village since probably 1.5 or 1.6, which is when I first started playing Minecraft.
Okay,
I've never come across that either.
I'm not the type of person to tap into controversial topics publicly. But,
no.
So I saw all this going on Twitter, and I was thinking to myself, like, if I were to comment on this, what would I say? And so I actually retweeted something that Peach Pies had said, but I quoted it, whatever. And I said, I have the tweet in front of me so I can read it word for word. Okay, I'll break my code and share my thoughts on something that is creating controversy. Some people are quick to react to change, sometimes because they lost their way with something. I suggest learning how to respond and be open to alternative ways. And what I meant with that is, like, there are so many people who are talking about, like, you hate us, you don't like us, you're ruining this. But I'm thinking, like, guys, you know, obviously they have you in mind, but they're doing their best. Like, again, it can't be an easy job to work on a game and code and develop or whatever and come up with ideas for fixes or whatever. It's like, just be chill, you know?
Exactly. Now, one
Right,
of that.
and-
So that tweet was that I did. So essentially, I mean, I'm not saying anyone here is wrong in what they said, but Mumbo Jumbo, for those of you who know him, he tweeted out something along the lines of, I can't remember exactly because he actually deleted the tweet.
Oh yeah, you did.
But he said something along the lines of, and I am paraphrasing here, but he said, like, Mojang is making all these changes and it's completely like ruining the technical community or something. And he said, do any of the devs actually play vanilla Minecraft, or is he just something like they don't? Surely they don't play vanilla Minecraft or game. They don't know the vanilla gameplay. And then Sly Slime, another YouTuber, but he's also a Mojang dev who has been making Minecraft videos for many, many, many years before he became a dev at Mojang. I think he actually used to work for EA, if I'm not mistaken.
R.I.P.
Then he actually responded, and I can't remember what he said, but basically he said like something that regarded like saying you're wrong, not saying you're wrong, but he said like something like that along. I can't remember. I'd have to go find it. And Mumbo Jumbo said, "Oh, don't tell me they do," and then immediately realized what had happened, and the fact that Sly Slime is a Mojang dev who also regularly and openly plays vanilla Minecraft. So some people just freak out and they accuse
Open
the
mouth,
developers of
insert
all
foot.
these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can almost
people need
assure
to-
you they all play. They like you can't develop a game and not play it and not understand how the
Yeah.
game works.
They're gonna have
Yeah,
they're gonna have
exactly.
to bug test it themselves. So they're gonna go in, they're gonna play that game, whatever feature that they put in, they're gonna go and play the vanilla part and play with those features to make sure they're correct. So the devs know what's going on.
Yep, and they know exactly what's going on in the community too.
Just to give a little insight, so when I was at, I can't remember which Mindfair it was, but I was at a Mindfair convention last year, and this was shortly after I first met Helen at Helen Angel on Twitter. She's a Minecraft community manager. But we were all just chilling out, and next thing you know, something was going on in the Minecraft Discord, and she had to quickly act on that. Like she had to stop what she was doing and everything and calm the storm. But I can just say, like, I've seen, at least in this case, a community manager for Minecraft have to stop what they're doing and calm the storm, and it's not a pretty sight. So when you have like people on Twitter, on social media, just lashing out at these people and everything, like just take a moment to think, like, hey, what are they doing in their everyday lives that they have to suddenly stop and attend to your
Tantrum.
yeah, for. It's basically what I'm saying is be mindful of others, even those who have control or say or influence of the game that you play.
I think it's just a maturity thing. I think people aren't mature enough to handle news or information that they don't want to hear, they can't handle. So people don't know how to react to that.
Yeah.
And this is just the way that they do. They just kind of throw a fit and call them
Even
out.
then, in most cases, I'd imagine it would be, especially since Minecraft is a lot younger.
Yeah, they cater to a lot younger of an audience.
But I think a lot
And we
of
got to
people,
remember. We got to remember that it's their game, so it's Mojang's. It's not. They cater to us. We're the market, but they're gonna implement what they want to implement into the game. So
I think a lot of it comes down to what Vanilla said about change. I mean, these people who, specifically the people who are lashing out the most, are the ones who like specialize in that technical aspect and in iron farms and all that kind of nonsense. And sure, over the past few updates, the technical, or I guess the bug side of things, the exploit side of things, have been tidied up and removed. And I mean, that's fine. They're bugs, they're exploits, they need to be removed. But then they think that they're being targeted. And I think it's not necessarily maturity in that case. It's probably just an overreaction, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's not like they... Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
But it's not like they were going to like remove all these automatic farm abilities. Like that wouldn't be a thing. Like
they're just tidying up the code so that the game works properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's that, which we can go on and on about this, but I think it's that just that victimhood mentality that you see nowadays, where people think if something bad's happened, it's purposely targeting them, and it's not. It's like what Pete said. It's they're finding these bugs and these exploits, and they're getting rid of them. That's good programming. So that's all that they're doing. They're not targeting anybody. That's the last thing they want to do, because if you target a specific group of people that takes up a large part of your audience, it's bad for business. And Mojang isn't that stupid.
No,
So
no, they're not.
they're just trying to make the game run more properly is all they're doing. And
Yeah.
there's gonna be ways. There's people that are gonna find new bugs and exploits that are gonna allow them to make iron farms. And
well, that's part of the fun too, is adapting and finding new ways of doing. Because iron farms have been the same for. I mean, someone's gonna get mad at me saying this, but iron farms have been the same for the whole time I've been playing Minecraft. Like, it's just you need doors and villages, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got iron golem farm. I mean, sure, there's much more technical aspects to it.
I'm gonna say now
that's pretty much the gist of it.
Breeding. Now for villager breeding, you got to change the number of beds.
Yeah, you got to do all sorts of things, and I think that's really cool because it actually makes sense. Like, they actually they do spawn and they do like protect the villages and stuff now. As before, like I said, unless you make a specific farm, you're never gonna see them. You're never gonna see the actual iron golems. So it just makes sense in terms of gameplay, and people just freak out over that.
And the way that they have recoded villages makes a lot more sense, because I think just a regular like house, they counted villages, I think, based on like doors and what counts as a house or anything. And it was just a door with a block on top. Now they count beds and workstations and like a meeting group and everything. And it makes a lot more sense gameplay. I think
it's so cool. I mean, I think I was reading out that this is what me and my brother Callan have literally been wanting for villages since we first started playing. We always thought, like, I remember when they added, I can't remember when it was, but they made like farmers actually like farm crops. I can't remember what update that was.
1.8, 1.9, I don't know.
Possibly. But I remember when that happened, we were like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. They actually finally, do something, because we were like, oh, there's like farmers and stuff, but they don't farm anything. And now it's like every villager actually like does something to an extent, and I think that is just so cool that they actually do things now, like actual NPCs.
I wish they would have updated the sounds that the villagers make so they're not so annoying, but I guess that's kind of the wittiness and the
Did you ever play on 1.5?
I started playing 1.5 back my senior year of high school, which was 2012.
Nice.
But I played on a it's like not a copyrighted, like pirated version of the game, but it was like a version. Yeah, kind of, because we actually got introduced to the game of Minecraft. Yeah, I got introduced to the game of Minecraft actually in a computer support class where we were learning about LAN networks and
nice.
Yeah, so we used the game in order to create we used Minecraft as a way to create a server through a local area network and actually play the game network, or actually play the game multiplayer. So that's how I got into it, and it was a redistributed version of 1.5.
Redistributed, love it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It was just a copy of the game, pretty much.
Yeah, that was very common in like 2011, 2012.
Yeah. And then when 1.8 came out, I bought that game and I've been playing it ever since, the full version.
Because I remember distinctively when they went from 1.5 to 1.6 and they added the villager noises, it was a nightmare. I used to live in a village in 1.5. On my single player world, I had a house and base and stuff set up there, and I had to move out. But it's so much better now actually going into a village that has noises, as before you'd go into a village and just be silent. It'd be so quiet. And it was so weird just having these things that didn't make any noise. Yeah.
It adds more immersion and more life within the village with noises.
Absolutely. So that was like quite a big thing. And then, like I said, when they made it so they could farm crops was an even bigger thing. And now, with this update, it's like, wow, they're like actual NPCs now.
Yeah. So what I would like to see, though, what I wish they did was actually implement more like different skins to kind of give them more of a unique look instead of, well, they did, but they're kind of like twins almost, like they're identical, but they're dressed up in different.
Yeah.
Like I was like, if you guys know like the custom NPCs mod. I
Mm.
wish they would implement something like that. So they
Yeah.
actually look like individual people that have jobs and stuff like that, instead of just identical looking mobs with different
Clothing.
uniforms.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm just confused about how like when they first like when the features of villagers now having like daily routines, people were so shocked and surprised. But yet in the Minecon Earth reveal, they said like, yeah, Lady Agnes even said, imagine them having daily routines where they have to get up out of bed and do their job. I'm like, did no one remember this?
Probably not,
I
because
think
it was
that's-
Minecon Earth.
Well,
I think
okay,
it was a
okay,
cool
fine.
What was that, 2010?
That was only like a couple months ago, last year.
No, I think the Minecon Earth viewership is incredibly low compared to what normal Minecons was.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast. Like we usually do an annual podcast about Minecon Earth because it's usually just such a interesting topic to say the least. And actually, it'd be interesting this year if they do one like having you around because you're quite kind of engaged in that whole Mindfair, Minecon Earth kind of aspect. So it'd be quite interesting to get a different perspective. As generally, we've all been quite, I want to say against, but I don't think that's the right word. Opposed, or on the
Not in
other
favor?
side, on the other side anyway, where we aren't really engaged in it. I guess would be the better way of saying it. Whereas you are quite more engaged with the whole Minecon, Earth Mindfair kind of situation, whereas a lot of us probably haven't even experienced any of it.
I've never been to a convention before.
Yeah, me neither.
I went to a Lego one once.
Go to the Chicago one.
Legos?
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Chicago's coming soon, ain't it?
Yeah, that's in September, I think.
Oh,
Let
it's
me
not
just-
soon then.
September or August. It's the last Minecon fair.
We're talking
It's-
about
it's-
what? We're talking about Mindfair Chicago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
I
saying
have
that
it
I
right
want to
here.
go. That's the closest one to me.
that's the closest for us.
September, that's the weekend of September 21st, 22nd.
Are you gonna be there?
I am going to be there. I'll be a Rising Star. If you use promo code Rising Stars, you get 20% off your purchase.
Well, there we go,
Shameless
Spin
plug.
Man.
Also,
I may do that. I don't know.
I will say this: as a Rising
Road
Star,
trip.
I get one free guest pass for both days.
Me.
Me.
I
No,
said me
you
first.
haven't talked
You're
at all through
closer.
this podcast. Me.
So yeah, just hit me up. You know.
Hey, you got 3 Wolverines here.
But yeah, no. As in regards to me being engaged with this stuff, it's just I
Well,
don't know
Little Noah
how
might
I
be able
got
to
in.
drive
I don't
by
know
then.
how I got in the middle of all this stuff. It's just somehow one day I was just minding my business, punching a tree, building something cool in Minecraft. Next thing you know, it's like you're a Mindfair Rising Star. You are in the middle of a conversation. I'm like, oh, what I missed, Chief? Catch me up.
Oh dear. Yeah, well, we definitely have to do like a full kind of podcast about that, I think, in the whole aspect of it, but we'll come back to that later on, I think.
Yes.
For now, I want to talk about 3-year celebration and everything else that's been going on in March because it's been absolutely madness.
Can I
UHC
just
sucked.
say that I am both. Okay, so I was in Mindfair Dallas. I wasn't able to participate, but I was thinking of yous. I was trying to also, promote all of yous and what's going on when I could. But it wasn't until I was watching the UHC VOD that was recently uploaded upon the recording of this podcast, at least, when someone said, I think it was UTC actually, where Waffle Stick joined, and then you asked who wanted to murder him, and then Peach Pies was like, "Oh, Vanilla Raccoon," but he's not here. And I just thought to myself, "Oh no, I missed my chance to snipe him."
Oh yeah,
He died
did.
early on anyway.
Yeah, did. He like? I think a zombie got him.
Yeah, he was running solo, and then you had a 3-man team that wouldn't split up to make it fair.
Mhm.
Which one of the people in the 3-man team should have teamed up with Waffle Stick. But
Yeah, well, it's hard enough.
That
to
I don't think they
should.
should have been watching your stream either.
No, but I kind of exposed myself in Monday. So what are you gonna do?
They played a bit dirty. And
Hey,
I
I
think they
died
know it.
before you, so I was actually by
They played-
myself. Noah ran off, and I was like, somebody whispered to me, "Look out!" And just as they were coming through the wall to kill me, I'm like, "Nope, I'm done."
Yeah, what happened? You and Noah teamed up, and then all of a sudden, like, I don't even know what happened.
Noah was
you wanted to
Noah was
win
checking out a
yourself?
village or something.
Yeah, I was running. TC said, "Oh, there's a village over the hill." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to it. I'm gonna see if there's anything good there."
And that was the same direction the team came from, so I don't know how you got past them.
Luck.
Well, I ended up playing a bit dirty, and I portal trapped Nathan.
That was amazing.
Yeah, well, there was no rule against it, so
No.
quite
No.
frankly, it was 3-on-1. I'd given you whatever chance you had.
No, it was good. I checked my recording yesterday, and I'm kind of bummed because my Discord audio, I didn't change the output properly, so it didn't capture any of Yogg. So I'm probably just going to have to scrap the recording, but me and Yogg had such a fun time. We spent so much time just trying to get any resources that we spent basically the whole thing underground. But
Yeah, that's what me and Monday ended up doing, but we were
Yeah.
not nearly as prepared because I was more focused on health instead of armor, and we just kept grinding for gold and apples that we ended up going to the fight with just iron armor and iron swords.
No, and
did
I went
you-
to the Nether early.
Did you wash your apples?
Whoa, wait, what's going on here? What?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Oh, good.
Wait, what?
Wait, we're supposed
what?
to wash them?
It's okay, Sandman. I did it for you.
Okay.
Wait. I was checking something on my mobile device here, but what's going on? What about washing apples?
No,
That's-
nothing
Making
you
sure they
missed
wash
it.
their apples in the UHC.
Yeah, during the UHC, I was saying that me and Monday were more focused on getting gold and apples to regen our health instead of focusing more on getting armored up. And Peach asked if we washed our apples.
Mhm.
Did you wash them?
Monday did.
Okay.
It was a good event. It was fun. I mean, I was hoping we'd get a lot more community members joining as we had with the other ones, but I think the fact that we announced it quite late, like I think about a week since before it was actually on, and I believe the Hermitcraft live stream happened to be on that same time, which was real fun considering they announced theirs even later. But no, it was still good, and it was still heaps of fun. The Hypixel event was heaps of fun as well. I don't know if any of you
I'm
were
so
at
sad
that.
I missed that.
Oh,
I
that's
wasn't
alright. It was
there.
like midnight your time.
Yeah.
All Ray's build battles were beautiful.
The build. Oh, that's right. Noah was there, and Sam was at the beginning, I think. Oh, you were there for most of it, weren't you?
It was you, me, Waffle Stick, and Chris.
Yeah, that's right.
That was all hanging out, and then a couple other people joined later on.
Yeah, we got a few people came by it, and it was heaps of fun. We played all sorts of games. I think we were going for like nearly 3 hours, and that's nearly 3 hours since we actually started playing games, so I had all sorts of problems in the beginning, which was heaps of fun with my streaming and all that. But nah, it was awesome. I think it's definitely something that I want to do next year, because we're kind of been doing it consistently
A little more planning.
almost every year. I'm trying to remember, what did we do on the first year anniversary? Did we do
A lot of live streaming.
Oh,
I think
that's
there
right.
was a UHC too.
There was a UHC, and then it was like a stream day, wasn't it, where we had multiple people on the server. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
We did.
just taking turns.
Which
Yeah.
I don't want to copy the Hermes, but I propose that I think that would be a good idea. Which we'll probably talk about season 3 later in the podcast. But that's probably something that we can do throughout season 3 is have just stream days.
Well, that's what we've done in the past, but
Yeah.
it really wouldn't work this time because we just didn't have enough people to stream. But
Right,
yeah, that's
but
what we did
throughout
on season 1.
3 we can do that.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're kind of building that up. I know I can, you can, Vanilla can, Dash can. I don't know
I've
if there's
always had
anyone
the
else who
ability
can.
to stream. I just never have.
Oh, might be something to look into. But yeah, no, we have had people stream before and quite regularly too. But yeah. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how the celebration went. It was a good way to celebrate 3 years. It's incredible that
Yeah, I
it's
had
been
a
3
really
years.
good time.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Lots of work went into it, but it's always such a busy time around that time of year, especially for me. I've got a lot going on then, and then I was doing my school assignment at the same time as well. So not only did we have Project Hardcore and the 3rd anniversary that I had to get all planned out and sorted, but I also had my final school assignment for that first part course, which resulted in me working a lot on everything. And there was one day where I did a 3-hour location scout, which is essentially just walking around, taking photos at locations and doing test shoots. And then that later that night, I then went out and did a 3-hour photo shoot until about 11:30 at night. So I had a lot going on, and I am thankful for everyone who helped out, and I think it worked out really well in the end. And definitely was a huge help having Delta, who you might know as Delta Dragon, who kindly helped out with providing the server, and TC also helped manage that, so that was a huge help. So thanks to you guys for that, and thanks to Sandman for streaming and everyone else who took part. But yeah, no, it was an awesome time, and I can't wait for next year. Or just anything in general.
Another year of existence.
Plan it more than a week in advance.
We've been planning that for a long time. Me and Yog ages ago put the idea forward for a UHC and Hypixel event.
Yeah, I'd say if we do anything, which we should, if we do anything different, we should not have it on the same day as a huge Hermitcraft stream.
Oh, well, we had no idea when that was happening.
Yeah.
And in fact, generally
that was kind of a last minute thing that just kind
which
of
was
happened.
Really annoying, and they always seem to do that. Like once we did a Christmas live stream, which was heaps of fun, and then Hermitcraft's like, hey, we're going to do a live stream too. So I was like, oh.
They secretly know about us and they hate us.
Well, that's what our theory's always been. They see us as a threat. But
it's like
generally,
existence better than Hermit.
Generally, we actually do the celebration the weekend before, and we were going to, but then we had the Project Hardcore opening that weekend instead, and decided to push the celebration the weekend after. So things just were all over the place. Not to even mention the fact that we were expecting to do Season 3, while also expecting to announce the Patreon server.
Yeah, and it's hard to plan all this stuff, like these big events with everybody all over the world within like thousands of different time zones.
Yeah.
So it's to have something that I think it went really well. The turnout could have been better, but I think that was just situations out of our control. Cough, Hermitcraft live stream, that just kind of hurt the turnout.
I mean, and the community is a bit smaller now at the moment anyway. I mean, things quietened down a lot at the start of the year. We had a lot of member changes, so we lost a lot of people in that sense. And just the fact as well that Season 2 was dwindling and coming to the end. And we haven't really built the community back up as much with Season 3, since it hasn't actually started yet. But it's fine. I mean, it's just what it is, and it doesn't get to me. I don't dwell on it. I say I had a good time, and we still have 3 years behind us, so it's good. Can't really complain too much.
I was just looking for new dates for 114. It says planned release was March of 2019, which obviously didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they just have it on the wiki just sometime in 2019. They don't even have a like a quarter or a month or anything. It's just somewhere in 2019.
Hey, Helen or Aubrey, when's this update coming out?
Yeah, like they watch us.
I can poke them.
Poke them.
Oh, gosh. But yeah, anyway, on that note, Season 3, hopefully will be coming soon, but like we said, we really just don't know. What we're hoping, I guess, is that it will be soon.
Could we potentially be adding new people by then?
Yeah, I mean, we're always open to it. Definitely on the eye out. What did we say? We have 11 people, and I think the most we've had is like
people.
I think we have 20 at one point. Or am I imagining that?
Season 2?
I remember we had maybe about 16 then. I can't remember. But I mean, we're definitely open to it. There's nothing set in stone just yet. But definitely on the eye out. And I guess in that sense, as soon as 1.14 comes out, we will. As soon as 1.14 comes out, we will start season 3 essentially, and then basically what I'm thinking is the start of the month after 1.14 comes out, we'll probably open the Patreon server just so it lines up with pledges and stuff, and we don't have to worry about people pre-pledging or anything during the month, because that gets confusing real quick, and I'd hate to manage that because I don't really like dealing with money as it is.
Right, that sounds like a better way to do it anyway.
Yeah, I think so, and it just keeps
For
it nice and
everybody.
consistent. Yeah.
Yep.
And we can start a fresh world, and we're still trying to figure out. We're getting logos worked on. Well, we haven't worked on them in a while, but we got some cool concepts.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy with work and school. I'm in the last half of my final, or last quarter of my final semester in school. So here in about a month, little under a month, I'll be officially done. So I'll have more time to put towards existence and YouTube and all that. So
cool.
Yep.
But yeah, so we're getting the logos sorted out anyway, and we're just trying to figure out. We don't know what kind of world to do. We don't know if we just do a random world, or if we do like a previous seed we'd used, like the season 1 or season 2 seed or something.
I know I used to be a patron for Wells Night, and he did for season 3 for his Patreon server. He did season 5's of Hermitcraft seed for season 5. So it's possible that we could do, like, if we want to do a previous seed, we can do like season 2 seed.
Yeah, it could be interesting, especially considering the season 2 seed and 1.13 or 1.14 would be very different. It'd be like the same but different, same but different. Yep. Because we started that when they had the custom world terrain, and we had a slightly tweaked world, so it would be a little bit different. It could be interesting though, but then again, the only problem with that is people exploiting the fact that they know what the world in seed is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So
yeah, just do the same seed as the season 3 seed.
that could be interesting.
Seeing
it could be
exactly
very interesting.
what the patrons build versus what we build and compare worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That would be really interesting.
yeah, it would be. It'd be a pretty cool way of doing it.
See where they set up a town versus us and blah blah blah.
Yeah, because at the moment I'm still doing a little bit of seed searching, but I found some really cool ones. But we are kind of doing similar to how we did it on season 1, where we started off with the kind of sense of what the spawn was like, or at least the kind of surrounding area, and then we're just going to kind of find town either next to the spawn chunks or somewhere else like we did on season 2. But we're going in somewhat blind, but kind of also with a little peek.
I'm gonna say, just as long as you don't go 15,000 blocks the wrong direction on the first day.
1,200 actually. Let's not spice that story up too much, because we all know what happened.
Speaking of seeds, we never announced what the seed was for the UHC.
Oh yeah.
Does it matter?
TC, would you? Well, TC picked it, and it was had quite a cool little purpose behind it.
Yeah, the seed number was 3/20/2016, I believe, the original start date of existence.
Aw.
Just happened to punch the number in, and it came up as a perfect UHC seed. And it's like, we're using this. Unfortunately, we kind of left Sandman and Monday on a mountain.
I was about to say,
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with you.
That was hilarious. I didn't realize you guys did that, and I watched the
I almost
the stream
died in like
archive
the first
back.
30 seconds of the UHC. That would have been embarrassing.
Because
he
you got
literally
teleported.
spawned in,
Monday
started
was
forward, took a look as to what was before him, and said, "Nope."
Because I loaded up the stream replay yesterday, I think it was, when I published it, and I watched it in to find when the UHC started, because there was a huge like lobby period at the beginning. And I just laughed so much when I saw Sandman spawned in on the side of the mountain, and then Mundy appeared like a second after him and nearly pushed him off.
Yeah.
They're in the same square. He's like, I can't see.
Yeah, no, that scared me. When Monday
Yeah.
pushed me, that scared me. And I know she didn't do it on purpose, but that scared the Jesus out of me.
Yeah, I had no idea we would like spawn literally on the same block.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So-
like spawned literally like on the same block. It was
Because my what we've done in the past is we used I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but I made basically a map or a UHC handler called World Border PvP, and we used that in the past.
I've never heard of it.
You could have at least lied to make me feel better.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, I've heard of
Oh
that.
yeah, that's the one.
Yep. Okay.
But anyway, and what that did is that when you played as a team, it would teleport like you to approximately the same area. But yeah, I mean that handler
is
did an
nice.
amazing job. Yeah, it was a cool.
Yeah.
I had some cool little ways of working in there, but ultimately most
Almost got me
World
killed, but
Border- most UHC handlers worked a lot better. And we used, I mean, that one doesn't work on 1.13 anyway, but the one we used for this, I can't remember. I'll have to link it, actually. I should have linked it in the stream archive. I'll do that after the podcast. But it's the one we used for the reunion UHC that we did with Jake, also known as Isogravity, which was, gosh, when was that? That was a while ago now, wasn't it? Was that last year?
Yeah, no.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
in
I think so.
November, I want to say. It might be wrong.
That server was a little more laggy, though.
Yeah, that was the I think it was the crypto code server. I can't remember. But anyway, that's a whole nother can of worms. How did we get onto this? We kind of tangent quite a bit.
Seeds.
Yeah, seeds and Project Keystone and all that.
Seeds are used to breed chickens in Minecraft.
Yeah, they are. That's correct. And we have a lot of seeds on Project Hardcore now, don't we? Because you've made an absolutely gigantic wheat farm.
that was me who made that.
Oh, it was you, Sandman? I thought. Oh,
Yeah,
Vanilla was just
well,
making
it
bread.
It was tilled before I died. It wasn't fully planted though. I think I think Vanilla ended up planting it fully, I believe. But yeah, no, I was the one who built it.
And now Vanilla will have to continue your legacy.
So here's the thing, okay? I got on the server one night. I was like, okay, it's late my time. I'm just gonna relax, do some grindy work. Next thing you know, I'm just harvesting all the wheat, replanting. I have more seeds than I thought I would have. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna replant them, and not replant. I'm gonna plant them. I get on the next night, and I'm like, okay, so no one has touched the wheat field. All right, I'm just gonna be a good cookie, good Samaritan, good server mate. Just gonna harvest all of this. And next thing you know, the whole field is planted, and I'm like, this is gonna take about 20 minutes of my life just to deal with. But I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll
I built
harvest
that. I built that in mind for the whole entire server, so that we could just have one person go around or whoever. If they see that the field is completely grown, they can just harvest all the wheat, make bread, replant it, and then everybody can take a fair share. I decided 16 pieces per person at one time.
Mhm.
That way, everybody has food, so then we don't have to worry about that. Essentially, so that
Well,
was
it's
the
fully
mindset.
grown, if you'd like to know.
Well,
Oh,
I
good.
can't do anything about it because I'm dead. So
You could
I'm on the
just
camera account, so I can't touch it.
Still,
you could just inhabit the
believe Noah's
body
not
of a
dead.
villager.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Like Braden was gonna do. What do you say? Welcome back to like episode 462 of Life of a Villager.
Oh yeah.
I laughed so much. I watched that back when I was editing my first episode, and it's just hilarious how he says it. He's just like, "Welcome back to episode 462 of Life of a Villager. Today we're going to be walking to the blacksmith." And it's just, oh, it's so funny. I'm so sad Braden died because obviously we haven't played with him before, and now he's like dead straight away. So we have to wait till season 3.
He wasn't the first to die.
No,
Telps
Telps was.
That
Telps,
surprised
who's
me.
been like away from season 2 for so long. It's like, oh yay, we're gonna get to play with Telps again, you know, Project Hardcore, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm so ready to make videos again. And then he's
Yeah.
dead.
20 minutes later, he's dead.
All right.
45.
It's so nice.
45.
It's so nice being back on the
Yes.
server, especially when I'm about to die multiple times by cave spiders.
Oh yeah, wait till you guys see me and Noah's episode 2. There's a lot of
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah.
R.I.P. headphone users.
It's a lot of
Maybe.
Noah screaming, me telling him to get out of here and get out and just take the water bucket and eat the apple and wash the apple and all that good
A
stuff.
lot of health. He's basically yelling at me to keep my health up as I'm trying to get a bunch of chests.
You're on like 4 hearts and you're like, nah, it's fine, I'll be fine. And you go in there and next second you're on like half a heart.
Holding up my shield, avoiding being poisoned.
Yeah, and I have to run in and like spam click this cave spider so I don't actually accidentally sweep attack and kill you myself. Oh, it's a good episode. I can't wait to like show it off, but we just need to figure out Noah's rendering. Noah, did you get episode 1 rendered?
Yes, I did get it rendered. It's just I had the wrong render settings, so I need to fix that.
Oh, good.
Way to call him out in the middle of a podcast?
It'll be out this weekend. Don't you worry.
It's already the weekend. It's Saturday, our time, dude.
I have Sunday too.
There's a great podcast where in the middle of the podcast we witness Jay publishing his, I want to say, episode 2. Was it episode 2?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Can't remember. It was a victorious moment, and then he like never made another episode after that.
I want to say I watched that or listened to that podcast because that's
quite a recent one. It's quite a recent one, I think.
Yeah, I've been binge listening to these existence podcasts just to get a feel for who I'm playing with, and to all the new viewers out there, if you haven't
a Lyft driver.
If you haven't already done so, make sure you go back and listen to all these amazing podcasts. Because seriously, there's a lot of interesting thoughts to be shared.
Absolutely. There's some real cool ones that I'm definitely real proud of that we have talked about and stuff.
So we've talked about Project Keystone. We talked about the 3-year celebration. We talked about Project Hardcore. And is there anything that we want to talk about with Season 3?
Yeah, how cool it's going to be since I'm here.
Yeah, we have no idea when it's coming out.
No, you haven't put an episode out for Project Hardcore yet, so don't get your hopes up too much.
Yeah, I was about to say,
it'll be out this weekend.
It's Saturday, dude. It's like the afternoon for
Sunday
us now.
counts as a weekend.
But anyway, I think we're coming up on the end now. We've covered basically everything we want to talk about, and it's been a hell of a month for everyone. And
oh dear Lord, my cat just came out from under my bed.
Oh.
That is like the scariest thing you can ever think of.
She just, I saw her through the reflection on my TV. Like, she just randomly came out, started slowly walking across the floor. I'm like, that's right, I did have you in here.
I thought you'd say, that's right, I do have a cat.
I forgot I had that cat.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for coming to the podcast. Thank you to Vanilla Raccoon, Mundy, who was here but has had to go, Noah, myself, McBeach by Sandman, and TC. Thank you guys all for coming along. Another awesome chat, and yeah, thank you everyone for watching the podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will.
Do you wash your apples?
Laters.
We'll catch you all later.
See ya.